I gotta jump right in it because I don't know if they're gonna mess up my whole little thing. Maybe mess up the algorithm. 1 meal a day, man. Fruitarian 1 meal a day. Should be on post-workout vibes. What's happening, Swift? My dang on ear. I was wondering what the hell that was. A white girl hair. Here's some mayonnaise on your elbow. I got 30 dubs on my elbow. Let me get this off me, man. Damn, where the hell did that come from? Ah, shit. Oh, get up. No, I told her, don't get Alright, y'all. Jumping in 1 meal a day, man. 1 meal a day. You know, I really don't recommend everybody doing like 5-6 meals a day, man. You know, I know you want to look good, but damn it, man. You've been lied to about the whole little eating all the goddamn on time. You don't have to eat all the time. You will look good to yourself if you probably never got to a certain weight. But then when you look back on it, you realize, like, man, I really didn't have to eat that much. I'm really pudgy. So 1 meal a day, that's all you really need. I'm talking about 1 meal like an actual cooked meal or something at the end of the day. I got to a point where I can just use carbs. I could just use carbs. That's it. Carbs once every 48 hours if I need to. Like I can load up on carbs. Don't get carbs confused with carbon. Nah. The silica base, you know what I mean? We're eating crystals, and so that's where the energy is at. Fills the cells up, and we got slow digestive carbohydrates, which is like, you know, basically cellular food. You know, your gut ain't even full all the time, man. You having your shit nice and empty. You ain't all mad and depressed and shit and sad. You know, that's health. That's real health right there. It's more than just eating a certain way and eating like, you know, pounds and pounds of meat, thinking that you're gonna get swole as a mother dumpling and all that good old stuff. Nah, you ain't gonna get swole in a motherfucker. You know, you might get swole, but you ain't gonna be swole. You know, you don't have to eat meat. You get right like you know. So, like I said, 1 meal a day. You want to think clearly, you want to have a clear mind. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a man, you ain't really jacking off and doing nothing like that. Hey, what's happening? Calandria. I hope I said it right. Lee, what's going on? So, you know, you don't want to just be, you know, releasing that light all the time. So it's like, as far as like thinking that you have to eat multiple meals of meat, you know, all the time being clogged up, you be groggy and not happy and not joyful. This is what the joy comes in at. You want joy. Don't you want to be happy? You know, they already be covering the sun up, so it's hard to be happy. They're doing that and then you're being around people. So the best thing you could do, hey, man, let me kind of try to refine my eating habits and start to detox, you know? It depends what time of the year, too. You can't just eat any old way. In the wintertime, you got to eat like wintertime, you know? More, you know, wholesome foods that stick to your ribs, like potatoes, stuff like that. Ain't that right, y'all? They're like, yeah. But crystalline foods that have, you know, have more nuts, the grains. That's the true carb, okay? Not to say carbon-rich foods, but carbohydrates. Carbo, you know, is a part of the silica family when you're dealing with the energy. Silica foods is crystals. They want you to believe that you got to eat a crystal like a ruby or something. Say, like, yo, that's what silica life forms do. They eat crystals like that. But no, you eat crystals on a very small level. Sugar is crystals. Salt is crystals. All these things is crystals. It is on a very minute level that the naked eye can hardly detect. You're smoking earth, you're smoking crystals. Menthol cigarettes for all the people out there smoking Newports. It's the menthol. It's the crystal that got your ass like. You know what I mean? Coupled along with the tobacco. Hey, what's going on, Vibe? What's happening with you? What's going on? Hey, Brazil in his house. What's happening? All the way over in Brazil. Hey, what's going on, Maximo? I wish I knew what the Cancun. Let's say, you in Cancun? Something like that. I don't know what that said. But I like that 777 though, Vibe 777. But you know, hey, but we eating the good foods as much as possible, man. They keep your skin glowing. And as you get older and older, you know, you become more responsible for the meals now. You know, you can miss certain meals. You can eat certain things. You don't have to fill up all the time and just be like, oh, I'm full. And you know what I'm saying? Nah, you're going to train yourself. You see that, you know, hey, You need the sun, you need the shade, because when you get in the sun, you're gonna have to cool down your melanin molecule, because all of us got some kind of melanin molecule up in us. We crystalline to some degree to even exist on the earth plane. You gotta have it to a degree to absorb the information from the sun. You know, you do photosynthesis as well. All of this, your crystals in your, I'm telling you, your eyeballs is crystals, your glands, all of them is crystals. Your woman's ovaries is crystals, everything is crystal, all right? Soft metal, your heart, all of this. So you have to feed these things the right way. Being in the sunlight with ultra high UVs is one of the best ways, and not having sunglasses on, so you can just look directly up into the sun. And not even having glasses on too. If you wear glasses, you need to be your ass outside, take them glasses off, and just chill, because that's blocking your memory. It's keeping your pineal gland, your pituitary gland or whatnot, those crystals, it's keeping them blocked down. And if you're doing semen retention, you definitely want to take them glasses off, and any type of lens that you got on your eyeballs, it's going to affect your memory. So you'll realize, like, damn, I don't really remember as much, because you have a lens on your face covering up, it's blocking the actual UV rays that you need from the sun daily. And then, so, you know, when you go to sleep, you can't really produce the right amount of DMT molecule that you need in your body, so you have a healthy dream state. So it starts with the food, because the food, eating the wrong foods can make you other than your own self. You can't feed a lion, even though there are lions that are vegetarians and shit, but you can't just be feeding them, you know, certain things that's opposite of what they're made to do. If they're a carnivore, like carnivores have certain digestive tracts, as well as omnivore. We back, we made it, man. So as far as like with us, we don't have 4 you know, so it's like important. We learn how to do and prepare our food like a chemist. You know, you have to mix certain juices, certain chemicals, certain acids, certain alkalines. But these are all, you know, silica based. We're not dealing with carbon rich food. We're dealing with silica rich foods, which is all crystals on a minute level that feed you. So this is what holds you over, so you can fast and keep your mind clear. You got a lot of tension in your gut. So if your gut is always packed up, you're gonna always be upset. You're full of shit. You know, you're gonna be always upset. So it's like keeping the gut clear as possible is how you keep your mind and everything focusing. You'll hear more better, you smell more better, you'll smell a motherfucker around you. You'll know. Your scent begins to be more, you know, it enhances, man. You'll know if a mug is around, coming up, approaches. It just happens. Then we're back now. We had the turtle come through. Had to get him up out the window. He was gonna be cooking up in there. Anyhow, though, man, you know, crystals work very good with melanated people. Like when you take creatine, people who take creatine, they're like, creatine, you gotta know the source of all, you know, of course. Creatine, all of your BCAAs, it's all crystals, man. So when you damn near take those and even teas and stuff like that, because you're getting the crystals up off of the plant. These are what's getting you right and exact. Hey, look at that, that's a shark. There's something right there. Niggas, I don't know what. Look like a big, let me show y'all around. Let me see. Y'all tell me what this is. It came through and say hey to us. What is that right there? Y'all see it? It might come back up. Oops. Alright, man. Yeah, right there. Hold on, like. Where we at, man? What is this right here, y'all? Y'all see him? What is your big dog? What is your big dog? They had to come through and say what's up. Hey, Eddie, what's happening? What's good? We're sitting out here, man. We was just building, and then we got some mermaids or something coming up. I gotta see, trying to see what this is. This is something new. I didn't see this one. I thought this was the turtle. It might be. I had to get a turtle up out of here. It was really huge. It was in the little healing pond. I had to get him up out of there. I was out here sunbathing. We'll see who comes up. We'll see, though. I'll turn it back around. I was wondering what the heck that was, man. Oh, it's me again. Red, man. Like the red man. Getting them UV rays, so it feels good. I ain't even got to eat food like that. That's what I'm telling you. You know, you be all nice and bright and happy and shit. I had to look up that so you can make sure nobody come in. So you'll be all nice and happy and joyful. And eating fruit, it makes you even more joyful. If you had one little orange, man, I guarantee you'd be happy. You know, you just eat that when the sun's out. Also, I already got you. You know what's up, man. You know, so that's liquid crystal. on top of it. Liquid light, crystal is just a form of light that is slowed down that we can see and hold now in our hand. But it emits energy off of it. It's really light. It's just frozen. So we can see it. We're light beings. So Most High know that even though we're slowed down, we're a higher vibratorial species on Earth than most. So we're going to vibrate at a higher vibratorial energy. Look, now this is a damn, what you call it? Look, I got to see this, y'all. Y'all got to see this. Because it's coming up and feeling us, man. I think it's we're back? Okay, we're back. I just wanted to see what that was. You know what the heck it is? I'm looking at it. It's like, got two, so that's another little nigga and shit. And just sitting here in the little dock of the bay saying what's up to us. While we building. Supernatural type activity. Supernatural. Look, we got supernatural activity right here. Dougie Dub on us. Say, nigga, we supernatural all over, nigga. We got that kundalini shiny. Ain't that right? Running all on my bag. Know my vibration of the bag. Animals ain't gonna lie, they know. Yeah, and plus when you raise your light up, you don't want to lie anyways. You know what I'm saying? You got your light in you, you're honorable and shit. But that goes along with eating the crystals, man. Eating the crystals, semen retention, celibacy, sun gazing and amazing, standing out in the sun, getting the UV rays and all that is a part of the healing for niggas, man. We need that shit. That's why we're gonna be in a place where we have to have high sun and we have to detox very high because the sun's gonna raise up. And you ain't gonna be eating all that heavy ass shit like you think you can eat every season. Hey, ain't that right? Mahogany. That's mahogany. You ain't gonna be eating all that shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna be eating light stuff, man. So I eat once a day. You know, I really can do the once every 48 hours all the time with no carbs in between. But I just don't. Let's see what I do here. I just don't. But I would do it though. If I was in a comfortable position, I would. I gotta see what this is though. We gotta see what this is right here, man. So we gotta see what this is right here, y'all. I can't just let this just go past. It's something. You over here chopping it up with y'all probably like, man, I'm gonna get back to the crystal shit, man. Some motherfucker in the background somewhere like cut this now, cut the broadcast now. They don't even know they smells, man. They gonna keep trying to do it, man. Anyhow, though. Yeah, so eating the crystals, man, is basically really what you're eating. Because everything's crystal on us, man. You just didn't know this. We gotta get it sounds smooth with the 6 carbon and the 6 electrons, or the 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. That sounds good and everything because it sounds like science, and science sounds good to a nigga and shit. You know what I mean? But when you're under a spell of necromancy, you don't know what the fuck going on. You gotta give them their shit back. All right? You don't even know how to eat. You know, you got the worms in you, man. If you got the worms in you, you don't even thinking right. You got worms on in your gut and shit. Have you seen any of the videos that have us taking worms out their ass for like 2-3 feet? My mama already fucking tried to put fear in me when I was little, like, you can't be eating all that candy and islands, that's gonna give you the worms. I was like, oh shit. She said she had the worms. I was like, she be lying and shit, but I kind of was like, damn, what the hell? So I seen them on the side of my bed. They look like little goldfish. I got the image in my head like, I ain't gonna eat no candy. So sometimes I ate candy, but I never even had a cavity. I see. Yeah, I'm happy too. My brother, 9 years older than me, kicked my front teeth out. Man, I was snagging tooth from like 3.5 to like 7 years old. So if I was 3.5, he about like what, 12 years old or something like that. I was a little bit too big, man, but I still grew up and I still became who I had to be, man. You know what I mean? Still shining. You know what I'm saying? So it's a spiritual thing. It was like my Esau. Like, and I'm Jacob. That's deep. Basically, they're trying to stop me from giving this type of information, man. You know, we're really, truly it's coming. We're bringing the Most High Kingdom on the planet, on this plane right here in this world, and it's gonna last for forever. This is how everything's gonna be from now on out. So just had to say that. So they try to stop it, you know, by planting the seeds of doubt and all these things when I was little, so I wouldn't be able to teach this type of stuff too. Yeah, as we grew up, I had to learn how to eat and I had to grow. Meaning that I had to grow past certain things. I had to go at the gangs. You know, I fell victim with, you know, my parents being at the house, so eating more silica based or rich foods. That's what's going to process basically. People say, oh, smoking ages you. You gotta understand what you're smoking. You're smoking crystals, big dog. Natural, you know, the tetrahedron, any of the dodecahedron crystals that they have, you know, and the crystals that you're smoking, then that's gonna be a foul vibration. You don't need that. Once I already made it, you put it under a microscope. That things that when you speak into the air, which is basically water, it forms crystals in your speech, according to your intent of your heart, which is what the Most High is pretty much communicating from, and you getting all your downloads from. You know what I mean? So it's formulating. If you're a liar, then everything that comes out your mouth, because you can see your breath when the air is frozen under 32 degrees. That's when you freeze, you know, or you warm up. Depending when you're getting older, your heart might warm up, and you may be warmer, and you know, as emotional. You may be a stern cold motherfucker. But anyways, though, that's what water freezes or thaws out. So you'll see a mug, you know what I mean? You can't be around them because they always cussing and whatever. The words that they're forming around them, it don't even matter with the cussing. The cussing can be put together in a wise format to give you a supreme understanding. But however, when you have someone who has foul intent, even wicked intent, then what their shapes is forming is not a platonic shape, which is not of the creator, which is like the octagon, the hexagon, and all these different things, you know? So we're here formulating all these natural shapes that is combating the war through the chemtrails, because we're chemical people, so they know how to fuck with the chems, you know what I mean? So whatever we speak, it goes up into the atmosphere, it forms with the clouds, it mixes with the ancestors. There's a war in heaven right now. And so, especially on your food and what you to fuel the body, the cell, you'll realize you don't have to eat as much. But if you're eating carbon-rich foods, you don't have to eat all the daggone time. I'm talking about constantly. The bodybuilding industry got you believing, and got people believing that they got to eat 7-8 times damn near a day to look like a goddamn on bull. And you really don't. You want to be light, shredded, smooth, able to sit in the sun, they just jab a motherfucker quick, and you can actually contract your muscle and go back down to being regular. You don't want to be sitting there just always on contracted mode and shit, just sitting up. That's just horrible, man. That's not even attractive. Maybe to a man, because now you're in the world where people's Kundalini energies is going in the opposite direction and shit. And for you to be able to see this, you're going to have to be able to cultivate your own inner light, which is breaking the psychological hold that they got on you with this cluster B personality and shit. Like, they can gaslight and project everything they want onto your ass, make you believe everything, you know. But this is what is benefiting you. If you're a bodybuilder and you're eating meat, I guarantee you, if you're taking any type of supplement, the supplement was benefiting you. I'm talking about like creatines, if it's from an animal source, or whatever. Even if it's from so it's still a crystal base. It may not be high vibratorial, but it's still benefiting you though. You can get natural testosterone. Man, there's a whole bunch of them things over there. But they're not dolphins either. You know what I mean? They out here with it, man. They out here with us, man. I think all of us, man. You know what I'm saying? I got the legion. So I got the Starfleet down there, man. They chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, we got the silica coming up from the water, man. Breathing into my nostrils, man. Going inside into my lungs, cleaning my NAGA all out and shit. I don't even gotta eat that much, man. Till the sun go down. I don't eat till the sun go down every day. Every day. I can't even eat when the sun up. If I have to eat with the sun up, it's got to be after 4 o'clock and I'm eating a piece of ginger. Then after that, I eat 2 garlic cloves, maybe 3, on the way to go eat. Then I eat. You know? Make sure you work out as soon as you damn near wake up. You know, if you can't, it's different. You know, I understand. Depending on your work schedule. You know, but however way you can make it work for yourself. Because you're really breaking your body. You're not breaking your muscle down. You're breaking it down in a way where you can rebuild it up. And you got to rebuild it up with silica foods, crystal foods, you know. That's pretty much it. When you're doing protein is like, you know, your body will break down the protein, but it takes longer to break it down. So you have more stress on your kidneys. You don't want to put more stress on the kidneys than you have to, especially if you're taking all kind of supplements and shit. You have a low back pain all the time. You don't even know why you got low back pain. Because you're taking all them goddamn supplements and you eat meat. It's hard as hell to digest shit already. And you might, on top of it, I'm going to get this salad in. You might eat a salad that probably ain't even good enough for you to digest. You might need a couple stomachs to do this shit for you. You don't know. You know what I mean? It's really fucked up. This is where nutrition this come into play, like, yo, we really are more fruitarian-based food eating not mother nagas, you know what I mean? We got flat teeth. See, they tried to take my teeth out they tried to take my teeth away from me when I was young, so I couldn't tell you about this. You know what I mean? At a young age, I wouldn't be able to be happy and smiling and shit. I'll tell you the story later, but this is a gangster story, man. You know what I mean? And so anyhow, though, I'm my dad's son, you know what I mean? He was a fine man too, very strong in London. Good nigga too, from Memphis. Alright, so anyhow though, you know what I mean? So your flat teeth is for you to juice the food anyway. Like when you're eating, you juice them joints, big ass teeth. Yep, that's what we got, man. I ain't got fangs or nothing like that. So I'm supposed to eat this way. When they call us, they know we ain't no goddamn monkeys because ain't no monkeys around where we at. Maybe the little holler monkeys in Mexico or something like that. But in the mainland, ain't none of that shit popping off. You know what I mean? Maybe you go over to Asia, you got orangutans and shit like that because, you know, they over there, they still eat fruit, but they don't have vehicles. If you train them to, that's because they eating fruit. You know, they eating our food, of course. But these are beings you can't see. They also in atmosphere too. You know, atmosphere is very deep. Right now, you're just seeing you, but it's a whole bunch of life forms, man. And they ain't trying to inspire you to keep you on a very low vibratory species level because they are already infiltrated America through every race. And this is very deep because every ethnic group have all these different types of jujas or spirits on them or jinn, whatever you want to call them. They all on them at all times. If the human of the mortal is not strong enough to refine itself and eat the right foods or open up the chakra to communicate with his higher ascendant ancestors, he's gonna be falling victim under the rule of the you know, the enticement of the. That's why these mothers is able to get to these children and molest these young black children in America or whatnot due to their diet, their cluster B personality abuse, being abused, their neglect. You know, not having pure love all the way. And also if they did get some type of love or what they think, they don't know how to accept it. So they put up a shield and then they go out into the world and still project that cluster B personality disorder on their ops or anyone that's around, you know. So I gotta hold this one right here. So it's a serious thing. The food is what makes you other than your own self. So if you is eating the wrong foods, you're gonna have to change up your eating habits, start eating the right way. You know, fish do have silica because they eating plankton and seaweeds and shit like that. You know, what all that stuff they eat? They eat a lot of stuff. Some of them eat other fish, you know, but those other fish eat plankton and seaweed and sea algae and, you know, stuff. What's big right now? Sea moss and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you can just have sea moss only and don't even need nothing else too tough. Especially you got sea moss and the sun. You got to be in the environment too, because you can't just be having sea moss when you're in the wintertime and you thinking you're just going to get by on that. No, because you're going to be losing a lot of weight, a lot of body fat, and these things is like, you know, hard for you to, you know, stay warm. It's going to make it hard for you to stay warm. You're going to need some type of food that keep the meat on your bones at those time of years. But when it's summertime, you pretty much ain't got to eat nothing. You're at a high vibratorial rate. You ain't got to eat shit. You should be meditating a lot more, having more fun running, you know, getting a lot of fruit in you, you know. So, and that's just eating according to the seasons. I feel that's what keeps man, or, you know, woman, or just man, you know, just beings in general at their highest optimal level of thinking and operating in the world, not being triggered, not having a fight or flight response. That involves the cluster B personality. It's dealing with narcissism and sociopaths and borderlines and histrionics, because you'll come across sociopaths a lot. They come up to you. Some sociopaths are coverts, you know. I just had to put that in because, you know, we healing over here. We're dealing with a lot of different aspects of healing. It's just not a big regurgitation of just food ingredients and you should eat this and this form these type of ingredients. I mean, these type of symptoms that make you susceptible to type 1 diabetes, whatever the niggas be talking and shit, man. You know what I mean? We're here just living this shit right on out. It's about detoxing and moving the lymph. And I'm gonna give props to props due. Shout out to Dr. Robert Morris and any of the so-called grafted Caucasian doctors that done put in their work, because they know and understand who niggas is, and they know and understand the science of just being at one with nature and the creation. So shout out to those, and those are the ones we deal with, because those are very special ones. And anyone that's like that on my page is pretty, on this channel, is pretty much cool, because they are open. And I'm not really just forcing a fruitarian vegan lifestyle on individuals, but sooner or later it will come to that point. But however, if you're eating your meat and stuff like that, I do request to be like and suggest, you know, not in the form of like suggestion, happen in the form of like, yo, just request you to say they learning from you. They a sponge, you know. So this is what you kind of want to be around. Eating the right foods is what's gonna keep you in the right mood. You're eating groggy foods, you're gonna have a drink. So you had a nightmare the other night. That's the heaven you want. It means that that's just a warning, that's a sign. Most I always give us signs. Signs are symbols for the conscious mind. Those are the heavens you are on. So when you do transition, that's the type of shit you're experiencing all the time. And they did a great number in dividing our people up on earth as it is in heaven. But now our people is coming together, so you hear the information that we're talking right now. So we got a group of knockers in the upper room that's already helped putting us down right now. You know, so this is what we pretty much need to do to be able to heal to a degree. You don't have to extremely do what the hell I'm doing and shit, but you can do to a degree if you want to add on and get a little plot of land and, you know, start the healing and shit like that. It's not really the time to have babies, you know, it's about healing. But if you do have babies, you want to have the right, you know, facility to do such. You know, they do come at us because they know we have babies that can hear, you know, that are very psychic and spiritually advanced and soulfully advanced, connected to the Creator. They know that because we built cities and shit without them even having an example of what a city was in the first place. And we showed them. So, like, this is what goes on. Streets, signs, automobiles, we have law, we have all this shit. In fact, the whole land was united now. We have our integrity and have certain rituals that just show that we was on a certain level, a plateau of heavens, that we're cultivating our talents and our gifts while in the flesh. That's why when you see they came to our culture, they seen that we're learning some other shit like the Matrix, getting downloaded all your shit. But if you don't have the clarity in your you know, keeping the prayer, you won't do yourself. No, it's good enough. No, it's just hoping that you yourself. No, it's good enough. No, it's just hoping that you refine something. They found out that they had Drew just saying, nigga, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'll put you on. They found out that they had Drew just saying, nigga, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'll put you on. What? Think we on? Man, they be trying to. I can't even see the words on here, man. You know what I mean? If there was a chat, I tried to see if the chat pop up, but it won't. But this is why I actually utilize the crystal's energy within the food and whatever you wear, even if it's the copper. Man, my copper is on. It burnt my damn skin and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's on like a mother jumper. So, you know, and that's what helps with the aura around you. People see you, they damn near look like Moses damn near, man, when you start cultivating and eating the right foods and you're talking to your brother and your gods and shit. Because Israelites didn't even notice Moses when he came out the mountain and shit. They said this nigga was radiant than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He was like, huh? He didn't even know that he was radiant like that because he was talking to high ancestor and shit, Etherian. An Etherian, not just a regular, I'm gonna say a regular god of the earth and his heavens. That's a high exalted peak. That's up there at the we call it the North Star. That's the only star that don't move. That's right there. That's the crown. You know, but an Etherian is one who already lived on the earth plane and graduated off of an earth plane and come back to teach the mortal. That's cold. Look at that. Woo! Mosiah's coming in the game, boy. See how he responded? Did y'all hear that? He's like, boy, shit. I'm telling you, man, I'm sitting right here at the water. And the funny thing, it says the house of God. There's a little sign over there and shit. And they look up to see me feeding the doves like, hey. All right, so we're back. So I'm gonna finish it up real quick because I know I ain't got too much of a charge. So relax. And but yeah. So while the download is right here, boom. The crystal food was gonna put you on your right level in your vibration. You know, they're gonna always try to put little byproducts in there that's gonna try to slide in some type of swine, some type of monosodium glutamate, some type of. You can't even sit still. Get the worms, man. You been eating pork chops and shit all day. You can't even sit straight. You know, anyways, you know, they get fries. But still, they fries fucked up. So, I know that shit, man. You might have some type of swine in your body making, you know, we'll digest it. And if you're not as full up on candida, where it just stores into your motherfucking body fats and make larvae and shit, and goes into your gut and affects your thoughts and make it say doing dumbass shit. You be like, I don't know why. You don't know why you did it because you're full of swine, nigga. That's why you don't know why you did it. I know it sounds fucked up, but I guarantee you, if you're eating swine or anything with parasites in it, but swine is the worst though. You know, anything else, man. I mean, really, at this time, it has worms in it. You're really mating with the animal. You're mixing the animal with your DNA when you're eating that motherfucker. You know, we're crystals, so we're supposed to be eating like liquid light, which is fruit, the roots, the shoots, and all that good stuff, the leaves, the kales, and all that got crystals in it. We're sipping the tea to get the crystals up off of the tea, to get it up in. That's what we do. Don't get into your spine and shit, starting to affect your mind. They're gonna do all kind of stuff, man. They try to throw you off. They're trying to throw a nigga off, man. It's all good though. It's all good. I understand. I'm about to get rid of. But that's just a trick to get you up off of the silica-rich foods. That's it. I'm talking about alkaline and all that and acidic. You know, that's pH. You can't be too much of any of those. You'll be fucked up either way. You know what I'm saying? You know, either the pH scale. That's the pH balance. You don't want to get caught up with the pH balance because you go too high, you'll be fucked up. You go too on the acidic side, you'll be fucked up. We're talking about silica-rich and carbon-rich food. Silica-rich foods, way to go. Carbon-rich foods allows for growth of bacteria and all that shit. We want to have bacteria, and we want to give time for our bacteria to eat up and have a good meal. I don't just bathe on that shit all the time and shit. I get in the water, boom, boom, boom. My bacteria eats up a little bit more. I don't be musty and shit because my bacteria is eating. You know, I learned and understand how to feed the life forms on my body, the good bacteria. And I eat the foods that empower them to do even more better. Because them niggas is working. You know what I'm saying? So all I got to do is just make sure I shine bright, get my ass in the sun, cultivate my happiness as much as I can, because they always trying to make a nigga sad, and they gonna try to make you sad, and trying to make the life family sad by giving us the wrong foods and making us other than our own self and making us have fear in our own self. That's coming from the parasites. This is why it's imperative, man. If you can't stop eating meat, it's hard, but that's where the fear lies at, and this is where the heaven that you on, a fearful place, which is, you know, fearful dreams, nightmares, shit like that. You meet up with motherfuckers who just roam those planes that be waiting for you when you transition. Like, damn, I seen you somewhere. Yeah, I was in your dream. That's all. I'm already done on, but just cultivate your happiness so you can get up off the rock, man. The ancestors here are waiting for you. They said niggas is arriving on fucking ships and shit like that and all of that. And all that stuff is like, you know, it's to say whatever, but they know that that is true. Things of that nature will be going down, and it's already in the high vibratorial frequency that's going down in the heavens that we can't see, but the wars is happening over you. It's like all the planets revolve around you. You don't revolve around the sun other than God. The sun and everything revolves around you. You right here on stationary Earth. Everything is in a whirlpool over you. This is why it's a whirl, because it's spinning, and it has an effect on mortals. This is one form of you. You got way more forms that you're going to graduate to that's already developed at those points. Oh, you have to cultivate those forms while you're in this form. Because the more you cultivate your discipline in this form, the more you be vibrating higher in those forms upon transitioning and reaching those plateaus. It's the natural evolutionary pattern of what we're supposed to do, steps of what we're going to do and what we're supposed to do. But we were made blind, deaf, and dumb when we were babies. And he taught us to eat the wrong foods. Plain and simple, and that made us other than our own self. And our own self is a righteous God. You can say Muslim, but our body is Muslim. It's one that submits to the will of the Most High. We allowed ourselves to do that. And your mind is the God, so your body submits to the God. That's what it is. If you're on some bullshit, then you're going to make your body be on some bullshit. It's going to reflect whatever your thought is on. You're a lying-ass motherfucker, then your body going to show that you're a lying-ass, conniving-ass motherfucker. You can feel it. People going to feel it. See, fear. Goosebumps pop up. You ain't going to be around certain people. Certain people can't be around you. You got stones charging. People ain't going to be able to stand in your presence and shit. Now your light's working because your kundalini's working. You can have on all the gold and diamonds all you want to. You over here busting this 3-4 times a day. Them, I guarantee you, that shit's null and void. That shit ain't affecting nobody. It just look good, like a shell. And when you got them diamonds on you seem returning. You ain't busting out one nut, none of that shit. Man, them power and them energies, them diamonds is charging up in the sun with you daily as you sun gaze and lay out with them UV rays, because that's what they do. They charge up, just like you. The hairs on your body is crystal. It charges up as well. like little spirals and shit. It gets into your melanin molecule. Your melanin molecules is not no skin pigmentation. You know, that's even under that, it's minute. You really can't even see it. It's like clear. It's just the fact that this is what you turn. This is how you turn, whether it's red, whatever. You know, I happen to be more copperish reddish, like a dark red, you know. Some people are black. A lot of my people are dark red, you know, dark red or light red people. Pinkish looking, not like pink, like nasty looking, but red bone, you know. But we can cultivate that molecule, that spirit molecule, which is the melanin molecule, by feeding and clothing it with the right foods and detoxing daily. That's what the Most High really want us to do, to detox daily anyways. When we get up, first thing you're doing is like, if you do this, but I gotta do it right now. That's mucus. Whatever's in that right there, it could have been a fucking virus or something and shit, but I'm able to get it up out of my ass and shit, because it's able to go through all the little processes that it takes. And then also me breathing in the minerals and shit, you know what I mean? It's clearing niggas out. It's making sure it's clearing the nasal passages out, all of that stuff, man. It's healing one-on-one, and it's the real healing, man. This is how we really gonna heal. Because you can't heal in a toxic environment, which is a mentally toxic, crazy-making environment. If it's here to make you crazy and toxic and second-guess yourself, that's not the right environment to be in. I guarantee you, if you want to heal, if you think you heal. So yeah, y'all, I love you. I'm finna go ahead and pop up off of here. Can't even see who logged on or nothing like that, but I'm glad that you jumped on. Make sure you get them fruits and berries and melons, the crystal foods, the liquid light. Get your jewels. You know, that's when they work, because you're holding your light. So they'll work. The thoughts will work with the crystal. You ever seen when the cartoons or mothers are taking the crystals and they be like, They do what they do. That's because them motherfuckers holding their light. You don't see the villain always having sex. They keep some bitches around him probably. Well, the superhero always keep chicks. But he ain't losing that light though. He just keep the chick around him though. But the villain definitely knows that the strength is in that light, B. And you know, they can use them little stones. Remember, Superman lived in crystals, around crystals, man. You know what I mean? Superman lived around crystals. He didn't live in the snow. That was all crystals, man. Everything he used was crystal. His planet was full of crystals. It was a crystal bay. Everything was crystal, man. But you know, when greed comes in and people try to destroy your planet and do things like that or destroy where you live, you know, you gotta move around. All right, I love y'all, and I'll do it to the next.